As we look forward to the 2020 season, Rangers Network is celebrating the 45th anniversary of Smithson Valley High School football by taking a look at monumental plays throughout Ranger history that form the building blocks that shape our foundation for success and weave the tradition that is Ranger football. Head coach Larry Hill has reunited the coaches and players to relive the magical moments one more time. Get your guns up for the year 2004.
Welcome to our show where we relive some of the more memorable moments in Ranger football history. Today's episode, first of two episodes, are about the 2004 season, which was a memorable season as most Ranger fans recall. Season started off a little bit uneven. We had a tough loss to a Pflugerville team in a last non-district game. And then the second district game, we had a tough 30-15 loss to the Judson Rockets. So, we're 3-2 at the end of September. I don't think at that point anyone necessarily is predicting this team to go all the way down to the last play of the last game in Texas Stadium. But the team finishes the regular season with 5 straight wins in district play, and they begin to the playoffs with a 38-21 win over San Marcos. So then we roll into Ferris Stadium for the second round matchup with the Clark Cougars and Jarrell Wilkerson, the all-time leading rusher in San Antonio history. The game was a little bit back and forth. The Rangers hold a slight lead going into the second half, and midway through the third quarter, Clark has the ball on the Rangers' end of the field, and then it happens. Today's first play, the shot heard around the world. One sudden and dramatic play completely changes the whole complexion of the game. It energizes one team and its fan base, completely demoralizing the opponents and their fan base. So we're going to bring in Coach Joe Moczygemba, our defensive coordinator for 21 years and was the defensive coordinator on that day. Coach Mooch, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Coach Joe. Good to see you.
Well, thanks for being here. Well, what are we fixing to see here? Let's go to the tape. And on the tape, we've got it frozen here, but what's fixing to happen here?
Well, you fix to see what the big hit right now. They probably get you thrown out of a game these days. And we get a couple of guys doing their jobs defensively, turn the ball back in where it needs to be, and then you got another one coming from the inside out where he needs to be, and it just kind of the perfect storm, I guess you would say.
Well, let's take the first look, and then we'll run it back. Okay. We got middle linebacker Joe Pawelek on the right. The all-time leading rusher in San Antonio history, Jarrell Wilkerson, is circled on the left, and X marks the spot. There's fixing to be quite a collision, and I'm going to let it run through. Let's just take a look. Ball's up inside. Bam. Ball's out. Recover. Sideline goes crazy. Clark's a little demoralized. Things aren't going real well. You can see Jarrell says no mas, and I think everybody on Clark agreed with that. So joining us now is the man who made that play, Joe Pawelek. Joe, of course, made many of these type of plays in his career here at Smithson Valley and his All-American years playing for Baylor University. So, Joe, thanks for coming on.
Phil, nice to be here. Good to see your face.
Well, yeah. Well, what do you remember about this play? What do you might have seen it right then for the first time in a while. What do you remember?
It's been a while. Look at those big old pads we had. It's crazy, huh? We were going back and forth. We knew that Jarrell Wilkerson was a hell of a player, so we knew it was going to be a long day chasing him around, and he won a couple plays. And I don't know, was that third and 1, 4th and 1? It was short yardage late in the downs there. Right. And you're just trying to make a play. You're just trying to make a play. So
there were about 12,000 people there that day, and I think every one of them still remember it. I do know this: the game was over. When there's still a quarter and a half to go. We had a slim lead, but it was over. We went down, scored, stopped them. Scored again, stopped them again, scored again, and we rolled to a 48-20 second round win. So let's go back. Let's go look at it again, and let's take a look. Slow mo, bam, ball's out. Nathan's on it. Everybody's energized. Clark, maybe not so much. So Good times. So one more time from the top. Ball's supposed to go outside. Can't go outside. Michael Kovar turns it back in. Ball's up inside.
Watch Ray with the setup there, huh, Ray?
Yeah, I think Ray missing that tackle was the setup. He had said
he didn't miss it. He just got his pad level up for me.
That's what he did. He's just always a setup man. Always a setup man. Good times.
Go back, Coach. Look at the. I don't know if that's the best third one technique there. Look at my pad level straight to the sideline.
Yeah, you're running around a block here, which you're not supposed to do.
Ground and get downhill.
Yeah, perfect storm. Ball's out. Here we go. Fired up. I know that. There was a little bit of electricity in the air when that happened. There you are on the sideline, a little younger version of yourself.
Yes, sir.
Good times. Good times. Well, that game's over. And because it's over and we win, we're going on to the third round now. And we're going to go into the Alamo Dome and face a 12-0 San Benito team. There are about 27,000 people in the Dome that day. And I'm not sure all of them were cheering for us, but it was quite an atmosphere. I do remember that. So we're going to bring Coach Craig Wersterfer in to join us. Coach Worsty, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Coach. Good to see you.
Yeah, what do you remember about the build-up to that game?
I remember it being Thanksgiving weekend, and it seemed like the whole Valley came to San Antonio to do some shopping and watch some football. It seems like there were some other Valley teams playing right after us, and I remember the Dome being packed and loud.
Packed and loud, and I don't think everybody was cheering for us.
No, there was a lot of people on the other side of the stadium.
Well, do you remember a play that jump-started us? We ended up rolling to a big win, but early on something started us. You remember about that play?
I remember, stopping them and getting a good punt, and then a young man by the name of Andrew Sendejo caught that punt and decided to take it to the house. Had some good blocks along there, pressured the punter pretty good, and disrupted their coverage. Kind of turned the game for us a little bit.
Let's take a look at that play. Just real quick, and then we'll come back to it. It all went downhill for them here in the beginning. They're punting, as you can see. Get a little bit of pressure. Look like Joe misses there. He doesn't miss, doesn't get it.
We got Joe Pawelek and Trey Rios coming off the edge there. Almost got it.
There's Andrew Sendejo.
Always tell him we got to make the first one miss, and he did.
Got to make the first one miss, but let's let it run. Andrew goes ahead and makes first one miss, second one miss, third, fourth one miss. Now he's out running them all. There's Nathan Garrett. Lateral me the ball, lateral up to me. Not sure if that's what he's doing or not, but got us off to a great start, and we go and roll from there. So, joining us now, I guess, is the guy who weaved downfield for that punt return, Andrew Sendejo, still playing this game in the NFL, just signed with the Cleveland Browns for another year. Andrew, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. What's up, Coach?
Well, you're doing great. Good to hear your voice again. And you've had a few memorable plays in your career here, of course, at Rice and in your NFL career. But do you remember this play?
Yeah, it was. Even like Coach Roshi talking about the build-up to the game. I remember watching the film all week from their home games, and the whole end zone. There wasn't even any bleachers. They were just all tailgating in their trucks. I mean, it was packed. Watching the film all week. These guys look great on film, so we had to respect them. But this play, obviously, if you look at it, it almost didn't even get off. We had about three guys that almost blocked the punt. Forced the guy, short legs it, punts it about 25 yards. The guys couldn't get downfield and cover, and then opened up some seams, some good blocks, some good no blocks. Everyone playing smart, no penalties, and was able to get into the end zone.
Yeah, pretty good player returning him too. I appreciate your modesty here, but let's get it started. There's Joe, 40. Well, let's go back. Let's run that back. I think we've got three guys who are pressuring this punt. Joe's one of them there. Joe, 41.
Eric Andrews in there as well.
Yeah.
Trey Rios.
Yeah.
Chris Staley.
37 there on the left. We got old Trey Rios coming off the edge right here. Joe falls down. Get a good block right there. Little Drew Hamilton's keeping one of them off of you, but you got to make that guy miss, and you do. Okay, then right there is Jonathan Ulrich, 88, name from the past. And then here we go. We're up the field and big play early on. And I think that gave us momentum, and we roll from there to a big win. And, third round game is ours. So, that then now takes you on to the fourth round. Okay, we're back at Ferris Stadium, where we had been on Joe's hit on Wilkerson a few weeks before. A very bright and sunny afternoon. It's a quarterfinal game. Winner's going to go on to the state semifinals. And Taft, we played Taft. This is the third year in a row we played Taft in the playoffs, and they had a great football team. And, Taft starts the game off and goes right down and scores, and our offense struggles, and they're moving the ball again. And, it's not looking good. It's clear that something has got to happen to spark us. And once again, the defense and Andrew Sendejo, they step it up. So let's bring Coach Moczygemba back, and let's bring Andrew Sendejo back. And gentlemen, thanks for coming back. And Coach Mooch, what do you remember about this game and how it's going early on?
Oh, it was pretty back and forth and pretty heated. Like you said, we played them a couple of years, and there wasn't a lot of love between those two teams because it's at that point of the year. It's late and someone's fixing to go home.
Yep. Someone's going home, and someone's going to the semifinals the next week. And they went right down, scored like we weren't even there. We went 3 and out and punted the ball back to them, and then we got to do something. So, Andrew, you've had a lot of big moments, but do you remember this play?
Yeah, I think it was wasn't it close to halftime too. I think it was around that time, but I remember before someone was just saying, like, we got to make a play, and that's what's so crazy about this game is that you don't ever know when it's going to be you. After watching this clip, they started the playoff terribly. Fumble the snap, kick it around, play a little soccer. There's about 3 guys that almost sack him before he just lobs it up. You would think that it should be an interception at that point. But the way the play unfolded it just so happened to be a bad duck pass, and I was right there on the guy. Just happened to get it on the run in stride.
You bet. Well, let's take a look at it, and we'll break it down. You're right. They get a little bit of a bad snap. There's the ball on the ground, picks it up. We get a little pressure there. He makes one guy miss, 2 guys miss, and now he launches, and right in front of our bench, you undercut it. And here we go. We're going 40 yards for the touchdown. Ties the game, allows us to get going, and got a big celebration there in the end zone. I just think we felt like we were onto some stuff there. Let's take a look at it again from a different angle, a little tighter angle. You can see we're showing blitz there, Coach Mooch. You're trying to scare him, I guess, huh?
Trying to scare him.
It's like we're showing a little whack it there, but then we're going to back out of it. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I think he shook the center up a little bit because he had the gap one way and kind of bad snapped it, and that kind of started everything.
Well, he had Eric Anders and Moxie right there breathing on him. So snaps down low.
Yes, sir.
Kind of let that go. You can see a ball right there. Now I got to pick this up. Joe's smelling blood, so he comes in there, but he misses. Okay. And then, we miss again with Kovar, and then Moxie comes in. I'll try to slow that down. Moxie comes in low and just forces him to throw it, and then there's the ball of it, and then Andrew undercuts it right in front of our bench. Goes the distance, and, much like the 2 previous playoff wins, this play inspires us, and we go on and end up winning 42-24. The offense gets going. The defense continues to hold. Smithson Valley's back in the semifinals for the 3rd time in 4 years. So, the first 3 rounds of the playoffs, and the defense carries the day and carries the Rangers. The shot heard around the world, and 2 sudden and dramatic touchdowns by the defense and special teams, and on to the semifinals we go. And stay tuned for our next episode when the defensive fireworks will continue to erupt as the 2004 Rangers win again in the semifinals and take the state championship game down to the last play. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.